In the Tamil North, the young are marching to welcome the Commonwealth. A local television station organised the rally. They passed the giant memorial celebrating the army's victory over the Tamil Tigers. In this triumphant vision of Sri Lanka's present, peace reigns. The state projects itself as firm but benign. These are civil defence members, Tamils employed by the government to provide local security.
At the moment, the situation is good, this man told me. The government has given us jobs. We're able to carry on with our day-to-day lives happily. Infrastructure is being repaired. There have been the first provincial elections in decades. As part of what the government calls its reconciliation agenda, some 12,000 former Tamil Tiger detainees have been released.
But challenging that official narrative is the evidence of UN investigators and major human rights organizations. They describe a country where repression is widespread and the security forces can act with impunity. We've spoken with some of those who allege state brutality. Because they fear reprisal, we've agreed to protect their identity.
Allegations of torture have been levelled at successive governments here. But under the current administration, activists say the climate of repression has deepened. During the war, this man was detained on terrorism charges. Only recently released, he says he was tortured to obtain a confession.
They
hung me up naked and beat me with iron rods. They burnt me with cigarette butts, and 4 or 5 people would squeeze my penis. Every time they asked a question, they would squeeze my penis. I used to crawl across the floor in pain.
The group Human Rights Watch says rape and sexual violence are widely used against detainees, something the government denies. We travelled to a safe house where we met a former combatant, who's been on the run since she was last questioned 4 months ago. She alleges beating, sexual assault and threats of rape, and says she'll overdose if detained again.
I don't want to be sexually molested by the army. If they take me, I know I will be tortured and I will not come back again. I keep these tablets because I don't want to be raped by them.
She asked me who's going to protect her. Well, for now, she will be hiding in this safe house, but long term, what guarantees are there when the people that she's in mortal terror of are the forces of law themselves?
The gravest abuses are alleged to have happened at the war's end. In this region, where people's belongings are still scattered, a UN panel of experts says up to 40,000 may have died amid fierce shelling of what were supposed to be safe zones. It's alleged civilians were indiscriminately shelled, prisoners executed, that others vanished after surrendering to the army, charges the government rejects. Kanti Kantasamy saw her husband, a senior Tamil Tiger, surrender at the war's end. She's now mounting a legal challenge to find the father of her 3 children.
He just took 2 shirts and a sarong with him. He said, "Don't worry if I am taken away. Even if I am shot, don't worry. Go to your mothers and they will take care of you."
The government feels it should be congratulated for defeating the Tamil Tigers, an organisation accused by the UN of using civilians as human shields and of shooting people trying to flee at the war's end. Sri Lanka's foreign minister insists inquiries established by the government are independent, not, as human rights groups claim, a whitewash.
It is not simply a question of our intention to appoint an independent investigative body. It's something that has already happened, it is ongoing. There are circumstances which warrant investigation, not circumstances which warrant a preconception of guilt.
If there is any attempt to set up an international investigation, Sri Lanka will not cooperate with that.
No, we will say that this is unwarranted. There is no reason to do this. It is entirely without justification.
There is peace of a kind now in the north, but it is accompanied by the silence of absences, of unanswered questions, and of fear. Fergal Keane, BBC News, Sri Lanka.